Game over.
What the fuck? Fuck! Who the fuck is fucking? How did you do fucking fuck? Fuck! Game over, man. Game over.
Wait a minute. There's things here. There's trees. There's rocks. There's birds. There's frogs. Come on. We'll bless them all until we get verschnicken. Join me. Why didn't somebody tell me my ass was so big?
I'm gonna get a rash, a pussy rash.
It's fixing my coochie lips.
Science at the wall here to see what sticks. No idea what it'll do. Probably nothing. In that phone book of a contract I signed. Am I in danger? Let me answer those questions with a question. Who wants to make $60?
All right. Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. How you doing? Too many applause buttons. I can just fillet my ego here. I can just sit here and do that all day. That is awesome. I will never go with less than half a chub ever again. All right, so I mentioned it yesterday. It turns out kind of came true. I have to help a friend they had to get their car fixed, so I got to go help them pick up said car. So this show is going to have to unfortunately have an abrupt ending at about like 3:20, 3:25. I'm sorry. I mean, just Wilmer Autotech with a hypothetical. Would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? Easy question. I would rather fight 100 duck-sized horses. You can kick out of them. Well, I mean, most people could. I guess I couldn't. I'm boned either way. That's not a fair one. That's not a fair shake. Understandable, Johnny. Look, if I didn't have to, leave to help somebody for an indeterminate amount of time, I'd be like, oh, we'll leave and come back because that won't tank our numbers. Not that we have numbers to tank. But, I got to do that. So we've got a fully prepped show with a whole bunch of stuff. I have hype train stuff. We're not asking for a hype train. But if you do one, we have a couple videos. Otherwise, we'll save those for Monday. The simple fact is I can't really do much considering I'm going to leave to drive. It's not a good... Yeah, let's do a hype train. I know. I'll a shit ton, and then I'll get behind the wheel. Like, don't get me wrong. I have a tolerance. And it's not that I can't drive. It's just I wouldn't recommend it as a practice. I could de-life a horse-sized duck fairly easily. 100 duck-sized horses begs the question, are they working as a team? Well, balls deep, I will admit, I went into that under the assumption they weren't. But I'll be honest, now you got me in a bit of a pickle. Don't know what way to go with that. Anyways, we've already got our first hour stories loaded up and ready to bear, which is great. I'm so happy about that. I have a show like prep. I'm doing it like a professional. Like I saw Daddy do it. Just kidding. I never saw my father do anything professionally. Except bitch. Alrighty, so our first story, I guess we could get right into it. Otherwise, do we have any other catching up to do with the horse versus duck and size question? I mean a duck-sized horse or a duck the size of a horse is just, ducks are scary as is. Yeah, no, like, you know that thing has talons, right? And like a barbed bill. I mean, if it's the size of a horse, you are lunch. I don't want horse-sized duck. Dumb question, Johnny. What are your thoughts on all the people who are currently saying that only pedos like anime? That is disgusting. Battle Brothers CEO, how dare you? I mean, sure. I mean, I'm sure there are people in the anime community that... But look, I'm saying it's like the mustache rule, all right? Not every person with a mustache is a whatever, but every whatever has a mustache. You know what I'm saying? Notice me, senpai, says Paul's team. Draw no conclusions to that. King Yeti saying, my dad cooked meth and sold crack. Don't feel bad. I do feel bad. He was probably more successful than mine. There you go. Tentacles need love too. Look, all I'm saying is that there are plenty of forms of anime. Some of them are not sexual at all, and some of us enjoy multiple forms of anime, and we're not, I don't know, interested in kids. I have a very strong stance about the whole boil them in acid thing. Yeah, so I will say, though, it is kind of the whole... Not every person with a mustache, but every mustache. You know what we're saying. Alrighty, let's get the show rolling with the first thing that we have here. Flip, flap, flobbity, flu. Oh, nope, there we go. Bring that up, and we're just not going to bother with that. The feds say that they are in for the long haul in the January 6th investigation. There is a time limit. The Justice Department's probe into the Capitol 6 attack is entering its third year with hundreds more arrests in the pipeline. Oh, speaking of what's in the pipeline, I'm going to have some thoughts on this article. Not that I haven't shared them before, but we'll save them. Alrighty, so we can get it there. Washington, in the 2 years since a mob of supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol, violently assaulting dozens of officers, inflicting millions of dollars in damage, and sending lawmakers scrambling. Oh, that last one, kind of overstated, but okay. The FBI and the Justice Department have responded with a historic and sprawling investigation that has resulted in more than 900 arrests, 500 guilty pleas, dozens of significant prison sentences, and more seditious conspiracy convictions than the U.S. had seen in several decades. Still, the FBI has arrested just a small fraction of more than 3,000 people who could be charged. At least 250 suspects wanted by the Bureau on accusation that they assaulted an officer on January 6, 2021, are still at large. According to federal authorities, as is the person who planted a pipe bomb outside the Democratic National Committee and the Republican National Committee before the attack. Heading into the third year, the investigation, the pace of arrests has slowed dramatically, even as federal prosecutors have just 3 years left until the statute of limitations runs out on most January 6th offenses. And just as the Justice Department is set to get millions of additional dollars to fuel its investigation, it will also face scrutiny from a Republican-controlled House, from members who have called to defund the FBI and who have heavily criticized the Justice Department's January 6th probe. Well, can I say I'm one of the people that questions it? Battle Brothers Zeo, Johnny, you should see what people on Reddit are saying about January 6th. I mean, it depends where you look, but I mean, what are people on Reddit saying about January 6th? Color me curious. I didn't have time to go on Reddit looking for January 6th stuff. I was just grabbing this. And I'll be honest, most of this story is just a setup for me to just go, you know what? I lived in Minnesota during the whole, 2 years of of the Floyd thing, and I don't know any ongoing investigation for that. And we could get into the weeds about how removing police from an area downtown allowed lawlessness to result in more lives lost, or police officers dealing with whatever. We could talk about that all the live long day. The simple fact is, in the case of January 6th, was a whole lot of smoke, not a whole lot of fire. In the case of Minnesota, was a whole lot of fire and a whole lot of smoke, but unfortunately that smoke was called a peaceful protest. The majority of Reddit is drinking the leftist Kool-Aid about January 6th. Well, I am glad I don't follow Reddit on January 6th then. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I live here. I can't think of January 6th as this huge deal simply for the fact that it lasted one day. And when you look at the video, you lose your bowels, to be honest. I mean, you shit your pants seeing a line of people pushing on a barricade, and quite frankly, I've seen better security at a rock concert, if I'm going to be honest. All right? Which makes me wonder how during an election and a turnover, and especially this one, and everyone knows how Trump's not going to give it up and all this other stuff. We all knew for years, remember, all the left people, well, if Trump doesn't win the election, he's not going to just give up the office. But yeah, but nobody thought to maybe, I don't know, protect the White House from Trump going, it's a fake, it's fraud. I have bad news for you. He predicted his election as being a fraud and a scam before it even happened, and then he won it. All of a sudden, all those claims of election delegitimacy flew right out the window, and but you won. Well, then I guess it's not delegitimate. Oh, so yeah, I don't know why people would jump in on the January 6th thing. I don't. But again, like I said, I have the benefit of seeing, a city that was very much out of control, and in a lot of ways, people should be brought down for that, but nobody's gonna do it. Anyways, I'm a just broken record. Justice Department did win a substantial victory in the second year of its investigation. As someone who doesn't view this as a victory, I'm just not even going to keep going. That's what we're doing. 1776 will commence again, and it will be over someone scuffing somebody's Nike. No. But yeah, the feds say they're in January 6th for the long haul. And I'm like, well, then you better hurry up because you guys are running out of time to do anything about Minneapolis for 2 years. And if you think you can just sit there on J6 and then not talk about Minneapolis, then I'm going to call you a political pushing piece of shit. Hypocrite. My Pumas. Oh, shit. All right, here's a story we have left over from yesterday. We got through a lot of our stuff yesterday, so we didn't have too much left over. And I know I have some videos to break down. I think it was you, Balls Deep, or someone else who gave me videos with timestamps, and I have those to break down. So I'm going to be doing that tonight, and I think I'm going to do an off-air recording, breakdown, rant, whatever, and then I'm going to air that as a premiere, so it will be like live, but I won't be responding to you because it'll be recorded, so you'll be seeing it for the first time. But I don't know, we'll try something new, something other people don't do, because I don't just copy what I see other people succeeding at. But still, what would I copy at all? Who would I be copying? And why would I get that idea? What? Anyways, South Carolina's 6-week abortion ban struck down by state Supreme Court. I gave you a video with timestamps. Johnny says, Battle Brother Zio. All right, it's Battle Brother Zio. Battle Brother Zio gave me a video with timestamps. I have the video and the timestamps saved on my sheet. It was going to be in today's prep list thing. I was going to break it down and go through it and check your timestamps and see what we had. But, like I said, show got kicked in the ass. So we're prepped to the gills and we'll move through it. And so I'm going to try and do that as a premiere that will air either this week or this Monday. Probably this Monday, but maybe this weekend if I get it done today or tomorrow. But I'm probably going to just go for Monday, following up my performance on the Steel Toe Show. So South Carolina's 6-week abortion ban struck down by the state Supreme Court. South Carolina's state Supreme Court ruled Thursday that the state's 6-week ban on abortions violates the state's constitution. Didn't we actually talk about this? In the 3-2 ruling, the court ran afoul of the state's privacy protections. Pretty sure we talked about this yesterday. I don't know why it was still on the sheet. Oh, sheet. Citizens that are duly elected representatives have spoken. Yeah, we talked about this yesterday. This is why you're a dick, dude. Whoops. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and ditch that because I'm almost 100% positive that was from yesterday and that I did that. I'm reading that and I swear I've read it already. All right, so we'll get into the next thing that we wanted to talk about. Is that one? Oh, it is. Okay. So we got to go back here and we got to do that. Just look inside the pie. This is how it's made. And click. All right, do we have an actual story? Or do we just have... I can fly, Jack! Draw me like one of your French girls, and I will seek your leftist ass.
I have waited.
Oh, I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob.
Girl to go to New Zealand and Australia, and I've done a lot of cruising around the world, in Europe and the Baltic and the Adriatic.
Oh,
and
good for you.
Never had an issue with a cruise, and so
why?
Of course with COVID,
why?
This was
because there were no people of color on. Is that why? Are you saying because everyone was the same shade? What are you getting at? The people that you had to worry about were the ones on the island? No, it's you're a dick, not your. Okay. I have no idea what you're talking about. I guess I'm a dick. I don't know. K. Fallen's having a small crisis.
Last cruise I had taken was in 2019. So we had planned this because it's my husband and my 15th anniversary. So this was going to be our bucket list cruise.
Okay, wait a minute. No offense. I don't mean to critique. So 15th wedding anniversary, bucket list cruise, Australia and New Zealand. Your bucket list cruise was to go to what? One of the more deadly places on the earth? I mean, I guess, okay, bravo to you. Well, it's all fun and games until you get eaten by a wallaby, mate. Look, it's Squidward. Oh, what? Oh, dude, shit. You talk about Speaker and Passy down in the bottom? That is kind of Squidward-esque. That's creepy. Holy, you're right. Good afternoon, guys, says Flimflam 2022. Good afternoon. We're doing a short show because I have to book out of here in a little bit around an hour or so. So we actually probably can't fuck around too much. We have a ton of things to do. So, all right. What are we filming on the deck for? The story's supposed to be about an outbreak. Is this just bragging about your accommodations? Again, the empty mast of the fucking ship.
Pull into Melbourne last night, see the beautiful city, and not be able to get off and explore it, much less not be able to see the South Island of New Zealand or Tasmania.
Oh, that's too bad. You're really suffering.
And his name is John C.
Jesus, thank you, Wilmer Autotech. Oh, she looks like Squidward?
Have maintained a sense of humor. I think everybody is very tired of it. The ship is beautiful, but you know, there's only so much space to explore, and So yeah, I guess claustrophobia in some ways. I mean, I've been outside. I walked 2 miles on the deck today. I did that yesterday, and
But it's the
very
same
grateful they have a
deck.
wonderful gym here because that has helped a lot. But yes, I think we've all gotten very tired, and I do feel badly for the crew.
Look, me and my husband were really hoping to step off on Australia and rent us an indigenous person for a little bit of the old sea action. I mean, you know, cry me some more tears from behind your rose-tinted glasses. You're on a cruise, okay? Oh, it sucks. I can't get off the boat. Well, you got on the boat, all right? You entered a literal cesspool of people. It floated a mile down the river, and then you're all sick. So congratulations. What did you think was going to happen? Just be glad you don't share a jacuzzi. Oh, God. If there is like a public hot tub on that pool, oh, you better not. Look at all the dry box on the boat. It's the dirtiest boat. Oh, if I could just get one, just, you know, smooth-skinned, rather, to plumb me like a new house, I would be...
Because they've been working nonstop.
Again, this... I know hospitals that aren't as nice as this.
Absolutely. I love cruising. You know, I just never dreamed this would happen. Thank goodness. I mean, we've had some rough seas. This ship rides really well. I will say that. I mean,
But nobody on the ship rides like you do. F this broad. All right. So a total of 3 cruise ships over the past few weeks in Australian waters have been denied entry into New Zealand and forced to change itineraries due to a buildup of marine fungus. The Seven Seas Explorer, a luxury cruise ship in the Regent Seven Seas Cruises fleet, was denied entry in New Zealand waters this week due to what the New Zealand described as a higher than allowed levels of algae, barnacles, tube worms, and potential oysters present on the ship's hull, RNZ reported. The ship departed Sydney, Australia on December 29th with plans to make stops at 8 ports and 3 fjords and spend 3 days at sea. But an American passenger on the ship told Fox News Digital the trip turned into a nightmare and will now consist of 11 days at sea and only 1 port after the ship was required to wait in the open sea for a cleaning crew to eradicate the marine life. Oh. So you guys got effed over because of the freeloaders? Hope you didn't vote Democrat. Because guess what you did to your country? All righty. So the ship departed Sydney, Australia on December 29th with plans to make stops. Yeah, we covered that. Eradicate the marine life. The passenger explained the trip has become a frustrating ordeal with changing plans, inconsistent messaging from the crew, and uncertainty about being compensated for the derailed vacations. Microfiche sound. When we have been in limbo all day, well, I mean, Jesus, I can't even limbo for like an hour, let alone all day. We have been in limbo all day with land in sight, going nowhere, the passenger said. Very little information forthcoming, and what we do here keeps changing. As an option to staying on board for the remainder of the cruise, we are now told that when we reach Adelaide, we may disembark and make our own plans to get home, all at our own expense, and nobody on board to assist us in plans, the passenger said. Regent Seven Seas claimed their luxury cruises are unrivaled experiences. This is not what we had in mind, but it is unrivaled. Nobody F's you over like Seven Seas. Nobody will fuck your mother like Seven Seas. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's not the only port that denied entry. Am I right, Johnny? This is K-Font. Thank you. I'm sorry. Oh, no, it just popped up there. So we can... Yo-ho, mateys, is Master Meatball. Hey, I bet that boat's got a laundry sack full of clothespins hidden somewhere to pull. Oh. Why are you calling? Oh, that's sad. Just, Grandma's got, it's gravity and time. Just understand. It's nature. Well, just let her have her illusion. Alrighty. So, a spokesman for Region 7 Seas Cruises told Fox News Digital the ship is currently sailing a 14-night cruise, which guests embarked on December 29th, 2022, are scheduled to disembark in Auckland, New Zealand on January 12th, 2023. The company said it's committed to working with our local partners across the globe to minimize our impact on surrounding environment of the destinations we visit, and explained that local regulators in New Zealand required a cleaning of the Seven Seas Explorer's hull. Yeah, but it's the fact that affected your passengers. Oh my God, this explanation of theirs is such bullshit. Okay. So the cleaning must be carried out by a company recognized by New Zealand's Ministry for Primary Industries, none of which had been available at the ports the ship had recently visited or would have visited before its scheduled entry into New Zealand waters, the spokesman said. The spokesman said all guests on board were offered a 100% refund of their paid cruise of their paid cruise only fare, and a number of guests chose to disembark in Adelaide to make their onward travels. So then that doesn't sound so bad. Never mind. I was going to say, you guys are responsible for changing their shit. They can limbo. Damn, them old bags more limber than I thought. I know, right? Now you want to give Granny a bending? Okay, well, it was only supposed to be a 3-hour tour. Now I'm stuck here in this island with a fat guy and a professor, and nobody knows how to sling a dick to save their lives. I mean, really? I'd be bedding all them bitches at that point. Well, looks like we're stuck here. Guess we better fuck. I'm so sorry. That should have been lower. That's what she said. Alrighty, we understand and apologize for the inconvenience, frustration, and disappointment this disruption has caused our valued guests, and we appreciate their continued understanding, the statement said. 2 additional cruise ships in recent weeks have failed to meet New Zealand's environmental standards, including the 14-deck, 930-person cruise ship Viking Orion that was blocked from entering New Zealand ports and stranded for 8 days at sea last week due to what the company called limited amount of standard marine growth. Okay. Viking Cruises confirmed the routers that it will provide passengers with a voucher equal to what they paid for the cruise. 2 weeks ago, a Princess Cruise Line ship known as the Coral Princess was stopped from entering New Zealand due to a buildup of marine snails that resulted in an apology from the cruise line and a refund of roughly $100 to passengers and 15% off their next trip, an amount most on board were not very happy with, a passenger told the outlet. Yeah, no shit. Why is that lady being carried into an elevator with a bucket? Thank you for the 250 channel points. I mean, I get that this story keeps going, and I don't know that I want to keep going with it, but that is one hell of a place to bring us in. That lady is literally wearing a bucket. What, is she about to puke and you're covering your ass? I mean, I get it. It's actually pretty ingenious. Oh, Jesus. All right, so we've got a lot of stuff in hour 2, actually, too. So we have a few things that we can get through, so we don't have to worry too much. But it was just, wow. All right. The 3 cruise ships failed to meet New Zealand's biofouling standards, which are designed to prevent invasive species from damaging reefs. Yeah, because those things are taking a beating, so I don't want that. Especially the Coral Princess. Be a little understanding, you bitch. That is pretty smart. Yeah, actually, that is really smart. If they make it to our reefs, they might decimate the environment and cause some serious issues. Finlander's University Associated Professor Sophie Letterman, letter you, letter everybody in the room. Paul Hallett, manager, environmental health, biosecurity, New Zealand, told Fox News Digital that nearly 90% of marine pests arrive in New Zealand on the submerged surfaces of international vessels, and such pests can adversely impact New Zealand's environment, unique marine ecosystems, aquaculture industry, and economy. It is incorrect to say that the 3 ships were denied entry to New Zealand, Hallett continued. Only the Coral Princess was initially denied entry due to its high levels of high-risk organisms, snails. The Coral Princess was cleaned in the EEZ 77 kilometers off the coast of Tauranga, after which it was allowed to visit New Zealand. Hallett said the other ships were allowed to visit approved ports, but not areas with special marine environments, such as fjord land, and both visited approved ports in December and were instructed to have biofouling removed before subsequent voyages to New Zealand. So you guys totally fucked over your customers and then just left this on their doorstep. Nice. Capitalism. Oh, shit. Fuck it. Let's nuke them. Why? They didn't affect me. I don't give a fuck. It didn't affect my cruise. I didn't take one. I only got to ride in a really expensive floating hotel. I suppose, though. I mean, after you watch Titanic, no cruise is that awesome unless you get to, get fucked by, Leonardo DiCaprio. Then it's pretty good. But until then, everybody's just a pretender. Alrighty. We've got another story coming up here. We have a lot of, or not a lot, we have a few January 6th things today. I'm on mixed feelings in this next ones, but we'll get into that in a second. The snails were part of dinner. This is bullshit. What do you mean we were denied entry over the snails? Came on this goddamn cruise, we promised we could eat the snails, all right? Alrighty. How else am I supposed to take over the world if you don't let me nuke anyone? Fallen, I'm not saying you can or you can't. That's above my pay grade. I'm not a nuke approval specialist. I don't know if you're aware. I'm a guy talking out of his ass with a James... I almost said ass and hat together, right? Like, I'm a fucking douche. All right, so yeah, I'm talking out of his ass with a Jameson hat on his head. Like, what do you want from me, man? Speaking of which, I really love this hat. I like wearing it, but I need a haircut, and it's driving me nuts. But whatevs. Anyhow, this next story, like I said, I have a little bit of a mixed feeling set up on this. Nope, not me, and I don't know what that... Get in on the stickers. By the way, we should check where we're at on that before we go anywhere. Wow, almost halfway to a sticker party. Don't think we'll pull it off because, like I said, our show is going to be extremely short today. It'll be closing out in about 60 minutes or so. So we're gonna have to keep on keeping on here. Alrighty, so police officers and election workers honored 2 years after Capitol attack. President Biden will award more than a dozen individuals with the Presidential Citizens Medal on Friday afternoon for their work in protecting the U.S. Capitol during the January 6th insurrection and for overseeing the 2020 election process, despite efforts to overturn the results. The 14 medal recipients consist both of public safety officers who were on duty during the riot, as well as state and local election officials. So pretty much every cop that was working that day and like 2 other people. Too bad I appointed you my nuke go-to specialist. My nuke go, no-go specialist. Well, why, though? And why didn't you feel at all like I should be informed of that responsibility? I really feel like if I'm the guy that you want to turn to in a do I or do I not change your people's DNA for the foreseeable future, you don't leave that in the hands of someone who has no idea he has that authority. You know what I'm saying? You want me to know I have that power, to use it in the bargaining schemes when I'm talking to people about buying ad space on this show, and I'm like, respect my authority. I'm not even doing it right. What about Madagascar? Can I nuke them? Again, why are you asking me? Think now I'm suddenly going to switch? I'm digging down on this. I'm not your nuke specialist. All right, President Biden will award more than a dozen people. The 14 medals. Yep, the ceremony will mark 2 years since rioters violently descended on the Capitol, supporting former President Trump's claim that the election was stolen. The anniversary comes just weeks after the House committee investigating the attack concluded its investigation and released its full report. Oh, so you guys now can get on that Minneapolis thing. Where's that investigation? No? Then how about you go yourself? Alrighty. Presidential Citizens Medal is awarded to individuals who have performed exemplary deeds of service for their country or their fellow citizens. It is one of the nation's highest civilian honors. This will be the first time President Biden has awarded the medal, a White House official said in a statement. Did someone tell him that there isn't chocolate in there yet? I feel like we need to be like, hey, dude, don't eat it. Thank you, Wilmer, for the 10 bits and the support. Thank you very much for the support. No goals, no overtime, but very grateful for the support. I'll link the PayPal and the Twitch if anyone wants to use that. Just a quick reminder, we will not be able to do a very long show. So if you do want to do such things, please make sure to let me know, and I will try to check before we leave to make sure we thank everyone we need to. Okay, what about Yugoslavia? What do you mean, what about Yugoslavia? I don't know what's going on in Yugoslavia. It's got to be your bull. All right, fuck me. With a side of suck sauce. Renegade Shia, hey, how you doing? Good to see you, I guess. I'm glad to see everybody. I'm so nervous with the whole thing. I got to keep an eye on the time. I'm just, I don't want to have too much fun. All right, so yeah, he's gonna... President's Citizens Medal Award recipients. Award recipients include members of the Capitol Police and the Metropolitan Police Department, as well as 3 officers who died in the days following the insurrection. Yeah, what did they die from? Suspicious. COVID. It was COVID. It wasn't at all a random case of Clintonitis. Finally free. Alrighty. Okay, so and state, local, many medal recipients testified publicly during the series of hearings held by the committee. Why do we have to keep talking about the committee? Isn't this about the medal recipients? You keep going back to the actual. How long are we going tonight? I literally only have time to do another, like, I don't know, 40, 50 minutes. Then I'm going to have to book because I got to pick up someone because they had car trouble. And I got to pick them up from their job and take them to their car and get that done. So, unfortunately, this show is getting shot right in the taint. It happens. I'm sorry. It's life. I said somebody I'd do them a solid. People help me with favors all the time. Who am I to refuse somebody, right? All right? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Be a dick? I'm not a dick. Well, all right. I am a dick. But all right. I can be nice. I can do nice things. Alrighty. We are going to talk about people who died. Okay. Brian Sicknick died on January 7th after being hospitalized following the events at the Capitol. Sicknick reportedly suffered 2 strokes and died of natural causes. Okay. So the guy so you're telling me when you frickin' underfunded this force on that day, you put a frickin' cardiac arrest patient on there too? What the hell? When a friend asks you for help, you help. Well, that's what I'm doing. You know, that's what I'm doing. And I told her if there was any chance she could not need me for help to let me know. She let me know later that wasn't an option. I said, all right. Oh, it was a Letterkenny reference. Oh. I should have got that, but I am, as many would say, stupid. Alrighty, let's clear these off. That way we know if someone actually does anything. Anyways. I love that we can all hear my phone when it connects to the wireless charger. Alrighty, Howard Liebengood was a Capitol police officer who died just days after protecting the Capitol during the insurrection. He spent 15 years as a member of the police. Cause of his death was ruled to be a suicide, according to the statement. Questionable, okay, and Metropolitan Police officer died by... Okay, so 2 of the 3 people who died were suicide. Are we going to just... Nothing to see here. Woo. All of those in favor of removing Mexico, say aye. Why do I feel like this is another nuclear question? And why did my voice crack? That's not helping anyone. Alrighty, another one. Harry Dunn, Capitol Police officer who was on duty during the attack, testified in front of the House committee that rioters directed racist slurs at him while he was on duty. He's been a member of the Capitol Police for 15 years. Traumatic brain injury. Okay. Suffered injuries as a result of the violence. Okay. Fought off rioters. All right, but yeah, 2 of them. Suicide. I fixed it. Just looks a little sketchy. And again, like, I'm not saying that these people shouldn't get medals and stuff, but as we go through this list here, I'm looking at all of this, and all of these people involved, I still have the whole problem with, like, all right, if this was the big thing you say it was, and these people really kept our democracy together that day, why are we not even investigating the whole... Just, oh, there's that broken record again. All right. Thanks, Johnny. The order is being carried. What order? I didn't give any order for shit. The only thing I ordered was off of Amazon. So unless you got a new pair of, like, you know, earphones, I don't want nothing from you. All right, how about... That was strangely erotic. How about something a little different for our next bit here? We have a video showing a driver crash and flip over inside a car wash. So we're going to watch that as soon as this ad finishes. I just need to do that. Oh, shit. Nope. Oh, you're only 45 seconds long? How about you give me a minute then? Oh, wow. That's really bad. Weep. Too thin to click. There we go. Oh, wow. So what? Drunk driver? Driver was trapped after losing control of his vehicle and crashing inside the car wash. Oh, but at least they're washing it. Man, talk about getting that underbody coating. Oh, it's too bad they paused. I paused on the front here because now we know it's a Toyota. I can't be like goddamn Tesla. This is what happens. You drive them auto-driving pieces of shit. And next thing you know, you're on your side in a car wash. Oh, man. So you think he gets touchless car wash at that point? All right, let's keep going here. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. I was going to say, I thought it was beforehand. The 77-year-old driver's foot was pinned down by the car after flipping on its side. Ooh. Did you get your foot back in the car? It took nearly 90 minutes for crews to remove the vehicle's roof and rescue the driver. He was taken to the hospital for leg injuries and is now in stable condition. Well, good for him. One question. I saw that accident happen.
A theme in his life is that Rudy's got to be the star.
The theme in his life is that Rudy's gonna shit his face really badly on live television, like just his whole face. Alrighty, yeah. So that guy took off from the order kiosk. What was the reason the car initially left? I know we heard his foot was pinned as a result of the accident, but how did it get pinned in the... He was at a still position. Was this a guy who leaned out and didn't realize his foot was on the accelerator and Gramps didn't... Oh, no. Oh, right. That's not the one I had. You suck. We'll get rid of you. All right. We got another story here to get into. This one's fun for me. This one's about a Texas congressman who triggered a CNN host while trolling the network. And what he says is priceless. So I'm just going to scroll down and pull this up here and just click play, and we can just get to what he says. I don't want to ruin it. If you know what it is.
Support for McCarthy, there's nothing that can break or shake it at this point?
Well, listen, I don't know if you're aware of, young lady, but I am also a member of the House Freedom Caucus. So I am one of those America First patriots. And I have said to my friends, my colleagues in the Freedom Caucus, that I don't believe that this is the battle we should be waging. I think the real battle starts when we start drafting legislation and policy in the 118th Congress under a Speaker McCarthy. And you have to understand, your viewers have to understand, there's 35 to 40 of us in the House Freedom Caucus. If we have a thin margin of 222 Republicans, it takes 218 of us to pass any legislation, right? The House Freedom Caucus is more relevant than ever. So I believe that is the battle. Those are the conversations that should take place, because Kevin McCarthy understands that in order for him to pass anything in this 118th Congress, he's going to need support and the endorsement from the House Freedom Caucus. And that's when I believe we should have these conversations.
So I'll assume when you called me a young lady, it was a compliment.
Of course it was. This is my first time on the Clinton News Network. Absolutely.
Okay, that I will.
I mean, it's a stupid bullshit dig, but I gotta admit, it was a good one. You think they're just messing with him or trying to get him to give up? Trying to get who to give up? If they're messing with McCarthy, I don't know. Excuse me, I drank a lot of water today. Awesome. Flim McCarthy. Well, I will say, with the whole McCarthy thing, like in terms of getting him to give up, who's the other person that they want to nominate? That's the problem. Like this problem with McCarthy and the speakership thing is kind of like the Republican thing in a nutshell. For a lot of their issues, they have a problem with how something's being done. They don't like a particular proposed solution, but they don't actually have an alternative. There isn't actually like a, hey, we don't want McCarthy, we want this guy. It's kind of all over the place, and the Democrats are using it to try and, rally their team. And I think at the end of the day, what we're going to get is McCarthy's going to still get the vote, and he's just going to have to, nitpick and deal with these people over whatever they want and whatever they've been holding out for. And we're just it's just more backroom dealing bullshit. And what we're gonna see is, thank you, Lab Glass. So yeah, I don't think McCarthy is. I can't have my camera up in good conscience. I can't do that. There's a freaking angel with my face. I can't do it.
I will say was a bit, in my opinion, rude, but I'm glad you're talking to me, and I will treat you with the respect that you deserve.
Sure. That is so underhanded. No, that's so fucking that empty bullshit of, well, I'm gonna give you the respect I deserve. Nothing you're doing, like, just either have it out or fucking play nice. But don't give me this like I am someone who's been playing nice, so we're not going to have it out, but I also get to hold it over you like a bitch. The caucus wants McCarthy to give speaker removal powers back to the members. Oh.
Fuck off.
Oh. Well, I actually like that, but it would be a problem because then you have the Democrats, being able to... Yeah, I mean, ooh. Interesting. That I did not know, and that would explain what a couple of them are holding out for. But like I said, this whole thing has been stalemating over and over and over again. So they're going to have to either give an alternative, or they're just going to have to give it to him. I mean, I don't know. So they're going to, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do about it. He won over another, 12 people or something today at or 10 people at the 12th vote, and he needed 21 or something. I don't fucking remember. There's numbers and I'm easily confused. But either way, yeah, I was just enjoying the dig. The Clinton News Network. I have to admit, as a comedian, I'm ashamed to say, never thought of that one. And it was, I gotta admit, it was good. It was a good one, Jealousy being the Hyman's. Jealousy being the Hyman's form of criticism. I just can't speak today. God damn it. What's going on with me? All right, so there is our first hour stories wrapped up. We got a little early and on that. Oh, well, if we burn through this stuff too fast, we still have the Hype Train videos I can use to fill time. And like I said, we will be ending a little bit early. We got about 30 minutes or so left in the show because I have to go help a friend. So, all right, let's get these babies up. I'm going to pull the audio down. Don't do any sound drops or clip things or stickers and shit. That one won't be super fun.
So the rule is that they're supposed to let people eat or drink outside. And the owner said no one wants to do that because they'll go out of business.
All right, I have no idea what the fuck that is. All right, coronavirus lock. Okay, yay. All right, there we go. Those are all loaded up. All right, so we've got our last stories here. Oh, nope, we already talked about that. All right, so let's get into our first one. Wait a minute. She's a supermodel? I thought she was an actress too. At any rate, this next story is about supermodel complains she only attracts emasculated men after breakup with Pete Davidson. I feel like I only attract the worst men, Emily Ratajkowski told fans on her podcast. Supermodel Emily Ratajkowski slammed emasculated men after she broke up with comedian Pete Davidson. What do you mean? You mean like slammed like in deep dicked? Davidson and Ratajkowski were spotted together at a Knicks basketball game in November and dated for roughly 2 months, according to Page Six. The supermodel, who has almost 30 million followers on Instagram alone, told her fans about her checkered dating history. I feel like I attract the worst men, she said on her popular podcast, High Low with M. Rada. High Low. Okay. Because get it's like hello. Look, yesterday I gave a rousing speech. Or not yesterday, day before yesterday, I gave a rousing speech about how women can be funny, just not one woman that and there you go, proving me wrong. If you attract guys like Skeet, I would have to agree, says Toastmaster. I mean, I would too, but I have no idea what kind of person Skeet is. I just know in general, like, oh, I attract emasculated men. That's because you're too much of a problem for any alpha to deal with. You know what I mean? Like, there's a certain level of taming of the shrew with you, and none of them are interested. They're just like, I could just, go down a couple rungs, and then they'll be begging for me. You know what I mean? Like, one of her main problems with some men, Radzikowski said, is that they don't know how to handle a strong woman. See that? There we go. They don't know how to handle a strong woman. Yes, because we're no longer allowed to hit you. What do you mean he looks like a character? Scurrying around in the background of Breaking Bad. What about that picture says character to you? I mean, is it the weird hair? Is it the facial hair? Is it the giant, like, the face smile so big that you gotta be like, man, how did you keep those teeth through the drug addiction? Anyhow, said that they don't know how to handle a strong woman. So this is what I mean. Well, he's like, I end up with the worst men. The men that I end up with are emasculated or whatever like that. Yeah, because you act like a fucking stuck-up bitch, and an alpha is gonna go, you know what I don't need? This. Like, surprise, you have a vagine. A lot of women do. Just because yours looks nicer on the outside than some doesn't mean we can't deal with the other ones. Alrighty. She didn't stop there. They start to tear you down, and then you're back to square one, and it's so effed up and unfair because I feel like a lot of men who truly think they want a strong woman actually don't know how to handle it, Radzikowski said. Men who claim they want to date a strong woman, added, don't understand what it means for their own identity. On the other hand, the London-born supermodel said that she didn't want a man who was overly confident either. I want a man who's funny, but like sometimes, but like, like he doesn't like work out, but he like takes care of himself. And he's like, not well off, but he has his own money. And he doesn't like take care of me, but he pays all my bills. And he doesn't watch the things I like, but he's like interested in them. Look. Lots of doors, lots of those so-called strong women don't know the difference between that and just being a bitch. Yeah. That's what I would say. Sensing the real problem here, says Dex Start. Exactly. You know what I mean? That's what I think we've hit it. Oh, God, it gets better. Let's keep reading. On the other hand, the London-born said she didn't want a man who was overly confident either. Sometimes I'm like, fuck, because I want a confident man. I don't want an overly confident man who has something to prove and is trying to prove it through me. That is not what I want, she told her listeners. I'm guessing that you assume that just because somebody's with you and super duper confident that you assume then you're a trophy. If you put that on you, that's on you, man. I mean, like, thought it was Skeet. Gag me with a spoon, says Flim Flam. Oh, Jesus. The model had previously gone through a highly publicized breakup with producer Sebastian Bear McLeod in July of 2022. The two got married in 2018 after only a few weeks of dating. Radzikowski also said that some men were changed by being in a relationship with her. Slowly, they got emasculated and don't know what to do with those feelings, and they resent you, she said. Or, were they emasculated, or were you being a bitch? I mean, forgive me for saying this, but I don't know if a lady who describes things as, I'm just like, fuck, I want a confident man, but not an overly confident man, is, I don't know, like emasculating men, or are you being a bitch and they just, like, don't argue with you? Because I feel like you're taking men sitting there silently being like, yep, this is, the clock is now ticking. And you're taking that as, oh, I'm emasculating him. Like, yeah, just because he doesn't haul up and slap you. Despite repeatedly asking for it. Radich Jakowski recently commented on the NFL. Why do we care what she thinks? Okay, well, I'm going to say this. Recently commented on the NFL after Damar Hamlin, a player for the Buffalo Bills, collapsed on the field and had to be rushed to the hospital. Sorry, but F the NFL, she tweeted Wednesday. Why? Why F the NFL? I don't like football. I don't watch football. I used to play it in high school, but I'm not like, the NFL. Like, no, it's not for me. So how about, I don't know, I go over there. She wants a guy who can anticipate every single whim she has and adjust on the fly. What's so complicated? I don't know. The fact that I like the amazing Carsini's dead. What do you want? How am I supposed to please you? Like, I mean, again, and this is one of, oh, she's a cunt. It's not that you're a strong woman. It's that you're a bitch. Like, again, I know a lot of ladies when they stand up for themselves, they're just getting called or they're told they're being a bitch. Like, it depends when and how that they're standing up for themselves. But I will argue that is a case. Sometimes, yes. Sometimes a woman standing up for herself stands up to a weak man who can't handle being corrected, and he calls her a bitch. And sometimes, bear with me. Throat's a little dry. Sometimes you're just being a bitch, okay? Like, that's just sometimes what it is, all right? Sometimes it is. And sometimes, guys, sometimes he's being a dick, all right?
Hello, motherfucker.
How you doing, David Chandler? Just to catch everybody up, if you don't know, we're running low on time. We got about 20 minutes or so left because I have a friend that I'm helping, so I have to go drive them and get in a car accident and then need a GoFundMe. A fan of Chad. But, yeah, so Yee said, I ain't saying she's a gold digger. I'm not saying she's a bitch, but she's a supermodel, all right? Them are some awful cunty waters to swim in, all right? So you don't get to be a supermodel without being a cunt. I feel like that's just the way it goes. That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. I'll love if I get copyright struck for that. Then I'd be like, nice. Good karaoke. Balls Hanger, what's up, Johnny? Always good to hear your show. Well, Balls Hanger, as I said, I apologize, but the show is running
Party
on...
5,000.
The show is running on the fumes today. We're doing a short show because I have the whole thing of helping a person pick up their car from the dealership. They had an issue with their car recently because of a snowbank, messing up something with their antifreeze, and so they're getting that fixed, and I'm helping them recover their vehicle. So, yeah, drove them in, picking them up. Anyways, I apologize. Where were we? We were right there. NPR defends the graphic.
Cheerwell 103 million.
For about 2 seconds, I heard 3 million in my head, and my butt puckered. Okay, it just sucked up for a second, and then I saw the Cheer 100 part. I'm like, we got it now. I know what just happened. Thank you very much for the support. I very much appreciate it. Very funny. Again, on the YouTubes, if you want to contribute through there, let me know to relink the PayPals and stuff. And if you do contribute through one of those, I am going to double check right before we go. So far, no notifications, but we'll look at that in a minute. So this is from Not the Bee saying that the NPR defends the graphic queer sex book that's been featured in schools and libraries across the nation. So we're going to dig into this issue. No, that would have sounded horrible. Just overall, really, really bad. Okay. Do the butt pucker noise again. Like, I mean, what do you want from me? NPR defends the graphic queer sex book that's being featured in schools. NPR is depicting it with this and oof. Well, your tax dollars are now paying for NPR to defend porn in schools, or as the conservatives would have you think, defend free speech against conservative book banners. You have to realize, though, when the left talks about conservatives wanting to ban books, what they're really talking about is, what they're really upset about is that they don't get to put pornographic books meant to groom kids into queer sex in schools. Here's the story that landed cement the NPR in hot water. And that's a taco night. It just seems inappropriate. And this picture was in the other story that we did. Why do we have this picture again for about books in schools? We once again have a lady with her face in a bucket. I see what you did there at Lab Glass Projects. Yeah. Amazing. Alrighty. In 2022, the book Genderqueer received multiple honors and was headed for a fourth printing. By spring 2022, it topped ALA's list of most challenged books. All right. Isn't that so sad? This award-winning book is being kept out of schools by right-wing conservative bigots. I mean, why would anyone oppose such an inclusive book? It's so inappropriate that school boards are cutting off parents who read from the book that is available in their kids' schools. Oh, so we've got a book reading. I guess we're about to find out why this might get...
There is something very concerning that I think just speaks to the whole disorder that's going on in this board. And I'm going to read a passage of a book that's floating around in your schools that's been banned from many other schools. And as a member of the LGBT community, the fact that, is that funny to you? I'm sorry. The fact that this is floating around for children as young as 9th grade is concerning. A passage from Genderqueer. Fast forward, we've been dating for 2 months. We've made out. We've had sex. We've moved on to sexting.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you're a member of the LGBTQ community? Like, I'm watching this back. I thought he said he was. Are you saying you're a member of the LGBTQ community? Because I have to say, this is not if you are, this is not something we see from the LGBTQ community normally, but bravo. Bravo for being like, look, this isn't right to have for kids. Can't leave it puckered for long. I mean, yeah, you got to go in and out, otherwise you're going to pull something.
I got a new strap-on harness today. I can't wait to put it on you. It will fit my favorite dildo perfectly. You are going to look so hot.
Oh, I know. Well, that's what I'm saying, Master Meatball. Not all of the LGBTQ community is on board with this. But one thing you do not regularly see is the LGBTQ community being outspoken against this. This is the first time. If he's an LGBTQ member and he is... they're afraid of being canceled. Maybe. I'm not saying they're afraid to speak out or don't have valid reasons to be afraid if they are. I'm simply saying it's just not the public thing. It's not normally what you see a member of...
Mr. Engels, I appreciate the...
No way.
I'd like to continue reading.
No, we're not going to have...
I'm sorry. I want to have your blanks in my mouth.
You're out of order, and if you don't stop now, we'll remove you from the
I want you inside me.
Remove him from...
He is not giving up. Remove him from here.
Why?
Shame.
Our kids are reading this. Our kids are reading this.
If you're quiet, I will answer your questions.
If you will be quiet, I will answer your questions. I mean, again, as the guy was saying, our kids are reading this. You are correct. They will lose friends, job, etc. I mean, yeah. But again, that's also my point. My point is, until someone stands up and stops this kind of stuff, it's going to grow and continue. And eventually, the people that will use this as the people that will stand up and stop this will be using this as leverage to forward their own agendas. You know, they're stop putting these bill things up there. All right, my apologies. My apologies. My neighbors are gay and they are great family. They're a great family with their shit together. They embarrassed by all this stuff. And like I said, I think in general, there's a lot more of the LGBTQ community embarrassed by this stuff than embraces it. But like we've been saying, if they come out against it, then they're going to be ostracized from their own community. And God knows why anyone wouldn't want to go through that again. Hell, when I Uber, I don't dare say anything, or Uber will adjust my ratings till I lose my job. That is creepy. That is creepy. So like, are you saying like if you tell them you're pro like LGBTQ and stuff, like you'll get better ratings? Like even if like say maybe you're just shit faced behind the wheel? Yeah, but it's okay. I think dick is great. Like in your mouth. Why does this guy have 5 stars? I don't know. I love the queers. Like, there you go. That's why it happened. It's that fucking algorithm again, man. That's what's doing all of this. I'm here to drive a car. I mean, good on you. I'm just here to drop a blue turtle shell.
I understand
You allow
that
this
if that
film.
book is in the classroom and the language that he just read is inappropriate for this forum.
Then why is it
Excuse me, I have the floor. I'm respectful to you when you speak. If you're respectful to me, it will take a...
I mean, respectful to you when you speak. You did cut that guy off, but all right. Master Meatball, then you'll get a bad rating by not being nice. I mean, yeah. That's why I offer all my passengers oral, whether they're a man or a woman. Just have to be groomed. That's my only rule. Just have to be.
Another recess. I understand the contradiction here. This is the first time I've heard of this and the board has heard of this. We will look into the matter, and I do hope that that book is removed. Okay? And if not, we'll be back here having this conversation again.
That's right.
Well, at least
But
you're aware.
I can guarantee you, I did not know that book was in the library, and I doubt anybody else.
That's
did.
the problem is we
You
don't.
want to be removed from the room.
I don't. I just.
Not speak out in the meetings.
All right,
I
whatever.
just commended you guys. I understand this is emotional, but we're going to follow the rules, or we're going to take breaks, and you're going to lose precious time. Let's take our next call.
And you're gonna lose precious time. Lady, but I think you're missing the fucking elephant through the trees here. You're gonna lose these people, which will either be your school board goes closing up or like they vote you out. I tell them I need to pay attention to the road. I tell them with these cataracts I can't see where the fuck I'm driving. You know? That's what I do. Oh. These screens dry out my contact lenses. And I gotta get going in a little while here, so let's lube them babies up. Oh, great. Now I look like I just smoked a shit ton of weed, which is only half true. Alrighty, so that's the whole thing. Again, NPR, how are they defending it? Oh, yeah, that's right. The article that they published. So, yeah, it's getting dirty. If pressed by a lefty, I just tell them that on my planet, gender, if not an issue, and if I talk like Data, and I talk like Data from Star Trek, yeah. You probably have reviews that say that guy hides bodies. I mean, like, that's not going to help you. When they ask me, I just tell them, fuck, man, I identify as a dragon. Get me a flamethrower and a hang glider. We're about to do this, bitch. You know what I mean? What do you think about gender identity? I think I'm Optimus Prime. Autobots, roll out. Transformers, robots in disguise. And then just blow a red light. Pull up to our destination. Yeah, the best way is to either give an insane response they don't know how to respond back to, or, or I like that idea, Johnny. Yeah, feel free to use it, because I'm never going to Uber. Like, I mean, suicide's an option at that point, right? Agree with them if they call you names because they expect an argument and for you to go defensive. Don't. I mean, you could do this. You could not agree with them, and then when they call you names, just embrace it. Well, you're a bigot. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Still the guy with his hands on the wheel, so how about we all just live by our own lives and keep on keeping on. You're just one of the Matrix bots. I know this is a Toyota Corolla, but on my spare time, I drive a Bugatti. Do you have a Bugatti? Fun times. All right, we are running out on the wire. I don't want to do either of these because these two would be downer stories. And so we're going to drop that and we're going to drop that one because that's not cool. I am obviously not for slavery, but I worked as a guide in a historical house where we had to talk about it. And this one lady was so pissed that we had to address the topic. She kept going on and on. I'm like, bitch, if you want to move in, you got to file an application. Oh, you're saying, okay, I get what you're saying. Okay, so, yeah, there was a... Okay, all right. So I was like, oh, so you mean I have to free the slaves I have in my backyard? She's done at 3:35. And I'm trying to leave right now. All right. Anyways, so as someone's reminding me, I have to go and pick up somebody. So heading out to do that. Thank you all very much for the show. And yeah. Alrighty then. Well. Anyways, we've been Johnny. You've been an audience. We'll be right back on Monday at 2. I will clip and put together a video either this weekend, probably premiering on Monday, and we'll be back Monday at 2 after my stint in the morning on the Steel Toe Show. Thank you all so much. Very sorry about having to book out early. You have been awesome. We will catch you later. Not doing the regular music outro thing because I got to book. You want to raid someone? I don't have time.